Most people think becoming a millionaire is about making more money. It isn't. It's about making different decisions at the right time, before the gap between where you are and where you want to be becomes impossible to close. Here's what nobody tells you. The people who end up wealthy didn't suddenly get lucky in their 40s. They made a handful of quiet, almost invisible decisions in their 20s and early 30s. Decisions that looked unremarkable at the time. And those decisions compounded the same way money does. Slowly, then all at once. By the time this video ends, you're going to see exactly what those decisions were. And more importantly, you're going to recognize which ones you've already made and which ones are costing you every single day you wait. But there's one decision on this list that almost nobody talks about. Most people who eventually build real wealth say it changed everything. I'm going to tell you what it is, but not yet. The first decision is one that looks like a personality trait, but is actually a choice. Future millionaires decide early that they are the kind of person who finishes financial books. Not reads, finishes. There's a study buried inside Daniel Kahneman's work on thinking patterns that found high net worth individuals consistently engage with the material that creates cognitive discomfort. In plain English, they read things that make them feel dumb. Then they sit with it until it makes them feel sharp. Your friends scroll, you study. That gap is the first decision. The second decision is about your relationship with money itself. And most people get this completely backwards. They treat money like a reward. You work, you earn, you spend, you feel good. Future millionaires treat money like a tool. And here's the shift. Tools don't get spent. Tools get deployed. Think about the last time you got a raise. What happened to that extra money? If it quietly disappeared into a nicer dinner, a better streaming plan, a slightly more expensive car, that's called lifestyle inflation. And it is the silent killer of wealth in this country. The decision future millionaires make is to permanently widen the gap between what they earn and what they spend. Not dramatically, not painfully. Just enough that every income increase becomes invisible to their lifestyle but visible to their net worth. Comment below. Honestly, if you've ever let a raise disappear without even noticing, you're not alone. But noticing it is the first step. The third decision happens at a dinner table or a bar or a group chat. And it's the one nobody wants to admit. It's the decision to outgrow certain friendships. Not dramatically, not cruelly, but future millionaires quietly, deliberately start spending more time around people who are building something and less time around people who are only talking about surviving. The conversations you have most often become the ceiling you believe is possible. If your closest friends are all complaining about their bosses, their bills, their bad luck, that's not a friendship group. That's a belief system. And you absorb it whether you want to or not. The wealthy people I've studied didn't abandon their friends. They added new ones. They found rooms where the conversation was different, where people asked, "How are you growing?" instead of, "Did you see what they did now?" Your circle is a decision. It just doesn't feel like one. Decision 4 is where most people choke, because it requires them to be wrong in public. Future millionaires decide early to start before they're ready. There's a guy I know, 29 years old, mechanical engineer at a mid-sized firm in Ohio, who spent 3 years planning his side business. He had spreadsheets. He had a business plan. He had the domain name. What he didn't have was a single paying customer because he was waiting to feel ready. He finally launched with half the features he planned, made his first sale in week 2, and the things he thought he needed, he never needed them. Readiness is a feeling. Wealth is a result. The two are not connected. The decision is to move before the feeling arrives, because for most people, it never does. Decision 5 is about what you do with problems. Broke. People look for someone to blame when things go wrong. That's not a character flaw, it's a coping mechanism. When resources are tight and options feel limited, blame gives you a sense of control you don't actually have. But future millionaires make a different decision. They decide that every problem is data. Lost a client? That's data about your value proposition. Failed an interview? That's data about your positioning. Bad investment? Data about your risk tolerance. They don't skip the pain. They metabolize it into information. This is not toxic positivity. This is engineering, and it is a decision made once, recommitted to every single time something goes sideways. Decision 6 sounds like it's about money. It's actually about identity. Future millionaires decide what they will not spend money on, and they decide it clearly, unapologetically, in advance. They don't deliberate at every restaurant. They don't have to willpower their way through a mall. They've already made the decision, this category of spending is not who I am. One person cuts luxury car payments. Another cuts expensive vacations. Another never upgrades their phone until it stops working. The specific category doesn't matter. What matters is that the decision was made with intention, not made under the emotional pressure of the moment. Because when you're standing in a showroom and someone is being very charming and the new car smells incredible, that is the worst possible time to make a financial decision. The best time was 3 weeks earlier, alone, with a number on a piece of paper. Pre-decided beats willpower every single time. Decision 7 is the one I told you about at the start, the one almost no one talks about. Future millionaires decide very early to build multiple income streams, not because they read it in a book, but because they truly, viscerally internalize that trading time for money has a hard ceiling. Your salary can only grow so fast. It can also disappear in a Tuesday afternoon meeting. The people who build real wealth don't just try to earn more from their job. They build income that doesn't require them to show up. It might start as a digital product, a content channel, a freelance skill, a small equity stake. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is the decision, made early, that one income source is not a financial plan. It's a financial fragility. Decision 8 is about time, and it will probably make you uncomfortable. Future millionaires decide to pay for time before they pay for comfort. They outsource the things that drain them and double down on the things that make them money. They hire someone to clean the house before they upgrade the furniture. They pay for tools that save them hours before they pay for subscriptions that entertain them. Comfort is passive, time is leverage. If you're spending your Saturday doing things someone else could do for $30 an hour, and your highest value skill earns more than that, you're not being frugal. You're being expensive. Decision 9 is the quietest one on this list, and it might be the most powerful. Future millionaires decide to let their wealth be invisible. They don't drive the car to announce arrival. They don't wear the watch to signal status. They don't live in the house that stretches the budget just to feel like they've made it. Because here's what nobody tells you about money. The wealth you display is the wealth you've spent. The wealth you keep is the wealth that keeps growing. The people around you who look the richest, a significant chunk of them are performing a version of wealth they haven't actually achieved yet. On credit, on lease, on a very thin margin. Real net worth tends to look like nothing, and that's the point. Decision 10 is the last one, and it's the only one that activates all the others. Future millionaires decide to have a longer time horizon than everyone around them. Not a vision board, not a 5-year plan you forget by February. A genuine, deeply held belief that the game is long, and that what feels urgent right now almost never is. The decision to wait 5 years for the right opportunity instead of taking the comfortable wrong one. The decision to reinvest when it hurts instead of spending when it feels good. The decision to build slowly, consistently, without demanding immediate proof that it's working. Wealth is not built in moments. It's built in the boring, invisible space between moments, where nobody sees the work, nobody congratulates the restraint, and you keep going anyway. Here's what I want you to notice. Not one of those 10 decisions requires you to be smarter than the people around you. Not one of them requires a specific income, a specific background, or a specific zip code. Every single one is available to you right now, tonight, before this video ends. The difference between the person you are and the person you want to become is not talent. It's not timing. It's not luck. It's a series of small, quiet decisions made before they feel necessary. And the one that matters most is deciding on it right now that you're the kind of person who makes them. If this hit differently than the finance content you usually watch, subscribe and drop a comment with the one decision you're committing to starting this week. Not a goal, not a resolution. One decision. I'll see you in the next one.